Now, how many of you eat bread? A serious question.
Yeah, we all eat bread.
You all eat bread. So you're aware that how bread gets made, right?
Yeah.
Wheat crops and all that kind of thing. Ladybirds, bugs, things. Mice, rats, all these other little creatures that are in the crop, they get destroyed in the production of wheat crops, right, so that you guys can munch your bread. Tell me the difference, ideologically, between me wanting a Christmas turkey, right, and you guys eating bread, which you know involves the slaughter of millions of young critters.
Veganism is not about perfection. It's about doing the best that you can. If you look at animal agriculture, it is the single biggest cause of climate change, global warming, deforestation. By far, more animals are being hurt through animal agriculture. And what we're doing is we're doing our best. We know that these animals are suffering.
Why don't you just give up bread and stop encouraging the suffering of insects?
Can I interject there? Because I appreciate the point where you're suggesting that the insects are being killed, but what we need to realise is the intent behind it. Nobody's intending to kill insects necessarily for us to eat bread. However, when you're eating a steak or whatever, the intent is very much there. You're deliberately killing that animal.
No, but hang on. Now, when I eat a steak, I know that the preparation of that steak involved the killing of an animal.
Sure.
When they eat their bread...
Me too.
Wait a sec. It's come to Ashley. When you eat your bread, right, you know, because you've all just admitted this, that when you eat your bread, you know it involves the slaughter of animals. To me, there's absolutely no ideological difference between my decision-making when I eat my steak and yours when you eat your bread. I want you to tell me the difference.
Those animals have been hung upside down and slaughtered in an unnecessary way.
These little animals have been mown to pieces.
Yeah.
You wouldn't leave our house because every time we walk, you could be, for example, stepping on an ant.
But that's the problem with being a vegan.
I could be sitting on an ant right now.
Right.
You know,
right.
But we can't. There's certain things you cannot help.
Are you wearing leather shoes?
No, I'm not wearing leather shoes.
Any leather at all?
No, I deliberately do buy.
You never wear any leather.
Very
OK, let's bring in Dominica. Here's my issue about the vegan thing, right? I've got no problem with anyone being vegan whatsoever, right? I believe absolutely in a right to choice when it comes to food, smoking, drinking, whatever you... I don't believe in nanny state, right? What I have a real problem with is radical vegans storming into supermarkets like these three did with their mates, right? Terrorising old people doing their shopping for Christmas, right? Young kids trying to go around with their mums and dads at supermarkets, marching into steakhouses and screaming abuse and playing... You know, I could go into their bread stores, right, and I could play little insects being killed on loud music, but I don't, because I respect their right to eat bread. I like bread. My problem is this kind of activism actually just does the opposite effect to what they think it does. It doesn't encourage people to be vegans. It has the opposite effect. It annoys everyone and wants me to want to eat more meat as a protest against them.
Yeah, I think I share and understand their pain that they have because obviously there are so many animals killed worldwide every day and it's just horrendous. But I think there are more effective ways to spread the vegan message because sometimes people just sort of shut down, like you were saying. People don't have a choice but to listen to those things. And I think obviously all of you guys have your hearts in the right place and we all want to see the world become a vegan
See, it's the tactics you're using to bully the rest of us into being like you.
Ella, do you
if you want to eat kale and quinoa all day, I'm very happy for you.
I think you deliberately misunderstand because I don't support any sort of violent protest. But I wonder, Ella, if you can explain that this isn't just about a personal choice for a vegan. This is about trying to protect other living creatures. And that's why you feel motivated to be a little bit more evangelical that makes other people comfortable.
Yeah, so because if we ignore it, it's still going to be happening. So all we're doing is exposing what's already happening. And the tactics that we use are inspired by previous social justice movements, so it's completely necessary to do this.
There's a difference. You could stand outside, for instance. You could stand outside the steakhouse, or you could stand outside
your families
the
eat meat.
That's irrelevant.
Hang on. Do your parents eat meat? I don't know if your parents are also alive. Sorry for I'm assuming they are. Do your parents all? Hang on. Let me ask a question. Do your parents all eat meat?
I think it's not important.
Yes or no?
I think that what we need to be focusing on is the animal
rights. If you say yes, it's fine.
You keep out of it.
Yes, it's fine.
Do your parents all eat meat?
My mother doesn't. The changes are happening.
Your parents eat meat?
More and more people are waking out.
No. Do any of your parents eat meat?
It's certainly what
do any of your parents eat meat?
About is that
there's a point to the question. None of your family eats meat at all. My point being,
do you have to share the views with your family members?
My point being, if your
in order to
family
have them?
members eat meat, why are you not stampeding into their rooms when they're eating their Christmas turkey and protesting at your own families?
Well,
Why has it
Most
got to be?
vegans do have those conversations with their
They might
families.
have already fought that
Every
battle and
single
lost,
day.
Piers.
So over Christmas lunch, you'll all be standing there with your placards in your own back homes, will you?
No,
Most
playing
vegans have
cows being
conversations
slaughtered.
with their families and with their friends. Every single day, vegans are talking about what's happening to these animals because what they're facing is a total injustice. And the protests that we're doing, these are non-violent protests.
But they're annoying protests. I don't want to go to the supermarket.
They might
have
be
you lot
annoying.
howling at me about veganism?
They might be annoying, but what they're doing is exposing the truth. And this is
What happens in the jungle? In the jungle, animals eat other animals
Yes, but we're
to
not
stay
in the
alive,
jungle.
right?
We're not in the
Well, actually,
jungle.
we're doing the same thing as animals do in a jungle. We are eating to survive,
no,
right?
If
we're
you're
not
comparing
doing
people to animals, that means you can almost compare everything.
are
to
animals.
No.
Okay, so what? Ducks rape other ducks. So are you suggesting that's what we should do as well?
Huh?
Not at all. So you can't compare animal behaviour, every single aspect of animal behaviour.
In the jungle,
Going into a
animals eat other
supermarket.
animals to survive, right?
Going into
a
Human beings
supermarket to
eat other
buy-
animals to survive.
This is not about our survival because we can survive on a vegan
It's about
diet, which is
intensive
evidenced
factory
by all
farming.
of us. This is these animals
Because
are
survival-
facing
it
on
all
all
seems to me-
levels
But-
is
but-
an injustice.
all right,
They're
but
being oppressed.
when
They're
you
being
say-
slaughtered.
when you say
they're
you
having their bodies abused
it.
and cut
I
up,
get
and
it.
that is an unnecessary thing.
I get
And we
it.
have a moral
I
responsibility.
get it, but your morality
to
doesn't...
think about these
as we-
animals
but your
and
mora-
do what we can
I get
to
it.
reduce
I
suffering.
get it, and I admire the passion, but my point to you is your fury about all this does not extend morally to the little animals that get killed in the production of the bread you love to eat. So my argument is you're hypocrites.
No, well, I would say that it's unfair to call us hypocrites because what we're doing is
Of
we're
course
doing
you would.
everything
But
that we
Piers, are you
can.
not a hypocrite? Was you not defending? Was you not arguing against trophy hunting?
Trophy hunting is disgusting,
okay.
right?
Okay, then. Okay, so that is very much similar. To what
Posing
we're
with the
saying.
head of a lion on your
Exactly,
wall
precisely,
is making it into an
precisely.
ugly, horrible
I
thing.
agree with you,
But
Piers.
actually eating
Unnecessary,
food for
isn't it?
survival is
Can
not a
I-
horrible
There isn't
thing.
no
Okay,
question
can
of
I ask a
survival.
question?
This
Can
is
I
the
ask a
thing.
question for Dominika? A lot of people think that this is backfiring, but actually, what the number of vegans is increasing, right?
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's due to activism, and I'm an activist myself as well. I think there are so many different approaches that we could be spreading the message in. I think we have to keep in mind how the non-vegans, such as you guys,
All right.
perceive us, and I think that's the most important thing.
We've got to leave it
do
there.
here.
Look, if you want to protest against meat eaters, come to my place with your placards and your music, and we'll have a proper chat. Because I'll be there with my meat lovers, and we'll be responding fire with fire.
Well, if people want to go and watch Land and Hope and Glory, which is a 45-minute documentary about animal agriculture in the UK, all standard practice, Red
I'm
Tractor
making a
approved,
okay.
see what it is that
All
you're
right, but I'm
funding.
gonna-